Hello everybody. Welcome. So, I was at a craft retreat for the weekend and got back. So yesterday I had to recuperate. I actually took a nap. I don't even think about taking naps. So that was pretty funny, but that's the kind of way that it goes when you hang out with your friends like for the weekend, right? Oh, how many of you ever go on those? And I tell you what, I truly believe that if you if you have a chance to meet up with some of your friends and go somewhere and spend a short time, be sure that you take advantage of that, because it's just so much fun to be able to go and spend time with like-minded friends, you guys. It really is. And so we are going to, hang on just one second. I want to try and send myself out to another spot. And I don't see it. Let me see here. I've got a cute little thing where, there we go. Okay, so we are all set. So we are going to work on the little Summer in Tuscany little folio journal that we started a while back, and we never came back to it. We only got it started. We got the real foundation part of it done, and today we're going to work on it a little bit more. And so I think sometimes you go back to those. And then while I was getting ready, I had to stop in the middle because I'm like, oh my gosh, I about had myself confused. I had so many things going on and so many pieces, and I'm like, I guess I'm still too tired to do all of it, right? Why is that? Whew. You wouldn't think that having fun was so much work. Why is it so much work? I don't know. I have no idea. Let me bring myself up here so I can see some. Hi, Sue. How are you doing today? We are just going to work on this little album here. I got a little bit of inking to do on some edges, and we'll see how far we get with it. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Hey, Laurel, how are you? Okay, let me put us. How many times do you think I can say that? Okay. I'm going to put us down to the desktop view. There we go. Oh, I was a minute late coming on. I had one of those deals where, let me fix my watch so it doesn't keep popping up. I had one of those deals where when I turned it down to the desk view, I got just the whites were just blowing it out. All of this just looked like one big pile of white stuff. I'm like, well, that's not right. I don't want it to be like that. So, let me grab my paper trimmer real quick. It was still in the bag I took to the retreat. So this is the little folio that we got started, and this is one of the Paper Craft Social's little paper projects, and you can find these in my shop, and I am featuring them. They are designed by Paper Craft Socials, and so I have the rights to share those designs with you. Hi, Wendy, how are you doing? Do I have a link this is another one of the kits, Wendy, and so it is in my Shopify shop. So that's where you find this. This isn't one of the and it comes to you all ready to cut out. I do the printing on these, so you get everything that you need and send you some fun embellishments and ribbon and all the good stuff. So we're just working a little bit more on this one today. But isn't this cute? It flip-flops like this. So we got the base of it done last time. Not that it's so hard that it takes forever, but sometimes I have to do things in just little bits and small spaces of time, right? Wendy, did you get charged twice? I need to know. I could not figure out what in the world was going on. Okay, here is a little envelope. I'm going to work on this. I'm just going to put this on here. And you guys, you don't have to use I just find that using something that helps with scoring, I just like it. It makes it easier. It's faster. This is that Stamp It Up paper trimmer and scorer tool that's together. I ran a special on that and offered it with an extra blade, so they all came to me. So we just paid for shipping like that, and then I shipped them out with the extra blades. And there were quite a few people that took advantage of that. And I'm thinking about doing that again. So if it's something that you're interested in, keep a watch or let me know. And when I do it again, I'll be sure and make sure that you know, okay? So that's probably the best way to do it. Okay, let's see here. All right, so this is, you know, just a cute little pocket thing. And we all know, so we're gonna tuck these in. You guys, right before I started, I couldn't find my glue. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna have to reach for tape runner or something quick. I got stuff. I wasn't worried about that, but you know, when you think you've got something handy. Okay, so this, now I can see here how it, let me see, is it gonna focus? There you go. See here how it tilts in. So it would be smarter of me to put it on the, you know, tippy outside edge of the flap and then fold that up. Plus it also does, whoa, plus it also doesn't go all the way up here. So you don't want to just run glue all the way up here, right? So you got to be careful when you're doing flaps and make sure that you know what they're doing before, or make sure your glue is going to come out, right? Please hold. Oh my goodness. Oh, and now it's, that thing is kind of sticky and, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it in there, friends. That one might need, you know, I bought these little needle nose bottles and I refill them myself. Maybe that pin is goopy. And when I ordered the package of them, there were like 10 that came from Amazon. I don't even know how long I've had that same package. But I have been working with that same pack of 10. Now, here's what happens. Sometimes, if you don't keep the cap on them, they will stop up really fast. And so what you have to do is, you know, clean them out. And if there's just no cleaning them out, you got to swap the top out. So that package of 10, I tell you, it's made, it has had, it has seen a lot of action, you know, with changing out tops or whatever. Hi, Lori. How are you doing? Donna, how are you doing today? Okay. Thanks for popping in, everybody. Hi, Nora. All my friends popping in. Thank you. Okay. And then just, you know, hold it down a little bit. Okay, Wendy. Yeah, I tried to. Yeah, I saw that's what you said. I'll just send you, let me know how is the fastest and best way that you want it back. If you just want me to refund it through the Shopify, I'll do that and it'll go back to you just the way you did. If you want me to do it another way, let me know, okay? Please let me know, because that was not supposed to happen like that. So I always want to make sure all my people get taken care of. I don't want stuff like that happening. So you guys, I've just got some fun, you know, little pockets and things that I thought I would do. Hi Donna, how are you? I thought I would just make get some pockets on here today. And, you know, we'll work on that. I have enough bandwidth for that today. How about that? So, yeah, some of that I'm like, oh man, I don't know what I did. So we could just ink some edges and chit chat. What are you guys up to? I'd love to know what you're doing. Are you working on any special projects right now? So this is like one of the designs. It's already in my Shopify shop and you can find that on my link tree. And so this is one that comes. This is not one that's going to be in the subscription. So the subscription I just started, it's called the Paper Voyage. And so we're going to send out a kit once a month. And the kit will mail out towards the end of the month. And then you'll get it so that you have it to work with. You know, it'll come to you like so you have it the beginning of the next month, right? Let me fix where my head is sitting in the picture, you guys. Hang on one second. Or in the little circly thing. There. And so it will come, and I'll ship them out towards the end of the month, and then you'll get them. And then there'll be a video for you to watch with instructions. There's a video to watch with all of them. So like if you get this one, there will be a video of instructions. You don't have to go back to this and try and follow along in a 3-part series, because we're only going to do this part today. And you don't have to listen to all the yakking, right? It'll be more straightforward. The videos are more straightforward of actually doing the project. And then for the paper voyage, then we'll have a Zoom meeting later in the month after everybody's had some time to work on theirs, hopefully. And, you know, it doesn't matter if you got to or not. We're going to hang out. We're going to have, so because it's a voyage, we're going to have Craft Deck Live, you know, or live from the Craft Deck, one or the other. And we'll meet up in Zoom and, you know, spend some time together with our crafty friends. I always love doing that. It is always so much fun. So we got that. You know, as long as I'm inking, I'm going to do another couple of these little pockets here, these little scallop pockets. We're going to put them on the insides of these 2 little flaps. I know some of you are my purple loving people. Oh, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. I've got it. I wonder what I did. I must have needed to adjust that view as well. So all the animals lived while my husband was taking care of them. One of the plants outside, not so much. He'd only watered it once. And he says he didn't know he was supposed to water it more than that. So, you know, that's how it is. You guys, when we first moved to Texas, I had bought a beautiful Boston fern. And it was gorgeous and so lush and full. And I hung it out the front door. And then I ended up going to Denver and being gone for a while. And even though you had to step out the front door to get mail, do you think the people that were still here thought about giving the poor hanging plant any water? No. And I got back and it was just fried to a crisp. I was so sad because it had been so beautiful. And it was on a good side of the house because it faces east, so it didn't get, you know, hot sun all day. So I thought that it would, you know, work well. Now I wish I would have. Now here is where you can use my trick of doing the inking after the fact. And I just put something there and whoops, but hold it down. And then just be able to give it a little bit of ink like that. So basically you're just kind of masking some of it off, right? Do those edges. So yeah, you want to ink your edges before you start gluing stuff down, if that's, you know. Sometimes though you don't think about that. Like I would not have really. Now, and I wouldn't, and I don't care, because I don't care if those seams right there, those edges are inked. Those don't seem to make sense to do it, right? Windy. Well, and I am honored that you would be the first subscriber. Just jump on board, right? I love it. Thank you. So we've got several people who are boarding the voyage. It's our maiden voyage, so I did extend it because I thought, well, you know, sometimes it's people don't get the word until then it was too late. And I thought, you know, for the first month, I'm going to extend it. So then after this, each month, everybody will have to have signed up. If new people will have to sign up by the 20th each month for it to go out. That way I have time to get all the kits prepped and out the door and on their way to you. Because I tell you, with sending out a kit, you know, you never know anymore how long it's going to take with the post office. even if you have paid for, you know, even a faster delivery. And so it can be kind of hit or miss, and I don't want people to be waiting for their kits and, you know, feel like they're behind. And, you know, when you have something like that, if you don't get a chance to do it, you know, we're not going to necessarily do the live on Zoom is not going to be how to put it together. That would be too difficult for everybody to plan to get together to do their project all during the same time. So that's not what's going. I couldn't tell if that was scored right there. So I want everybody to have directions so they can work on it without, you know, waiting for the live. So the live, I mean, it would be fun to do like a show and tell because, you know, everybody, no matter what is in a kit, people will add other little things to it if they have them, or, you know, just all kinds of fun things. And we'll get together, so it'll kind of be show and tell as well. And then we can, if anybody has any questions about how theirs was going together or any problems, that'll be a good time. We'll all be, you know, together and can talk about it and just have a good time. So that's why we will be on the craft deck on our voyage, right? So anyway, I just thought that sounded like fun because, you know, we are on adventures here. And they're not just, when you say my artful adventures, you're talking about your artful adventures, not just mine. We all have artful adventures, right? Okay, let me move this. We'll start putting some of these things down. Hi, Jeanette. How are you doing? Jeanette, thank you. Thank you for your Stampin' Up! Order. Oh my goodness, I was so surprised. Thank you. Now, I think you'll have, the next time you go back in there, you'll have rewards for the next time. Okay, so this little pocket I'm going to put right here, over here on the left. So we just need to put glue on two sides of it. Hi, Rhonda. Oh, you're finishing trim in your bathroom. Oh my goodness. But you know what? It is a mess, I'm sure, but just think how great that's going to be when it's over. We did some updates in a couple of bathrooms a couple of years ago, and we were so happy with them. They look so much nicer and fresher. I think before we moved here, somebody had decided that it would be a great idea to do some kind of a coating on the counters. And we had a couple of counters that had those sinks built in. Do you guys remember when they did that? Or some of you might have those. And, you know, it had been a long time. They weren't looking so hot. And I'm sure before we moved in, they recoated them. And they did it in an ugly color. I mean, I did not like it. It did not make me happy. It was kind of a tan and brown base. And then, you know, these flecks of darker browns, and that's just not my aesthetic for, I don't need a bunch of stuff like that for bathroom counters. So anyway, we redid those and painted the cabinets and stuff, and oh man, we were glad the way it turned out. We were really happy with it. And it just looks so fresh and nice. So sometimes you can just do something and it just, you know, really spruces it up, right, you guys? What is the kit? Rhonda Ann, the kit is called Summer in Tuscany. It is in my shop. It comes to you pre-printed. All you have to do is cut it out and put it together, and there is a video that goes with it. Now this one is a little bit too long, and we don't want to cut it on this edge, I don't think. You know what? I'm just going to glue it like this, and then I'll cut the edge off. Oh, okay, Sue. Sounds like a plan. Okay, let's put this on there. Wait. Yeah, that's all of a sudden I did. I'm like, wait, did I do that? Turn it around wrong? You know, sometimes you get things on there. It's like, wait, was that? Yeah, see, this one's a little bit long. And that's okay. We'll snip it off. We'll get this one on here. And you guys, this has got a whole bunch of other stuff, and I just did not have the bandwidth to sort through them right this minute today. So I thought I'm just going to work on putting some of the pockets on. And I'll come back and work on it another day with you too. And we'll do the finishing touches. So we're just going to make this little double pocket right here. Now this one fit better. So let's snip this one off. I'm going to turn it this way and snip it. Okay. So look at that, isn't that cute? So we got a little pocket on this one. And then let's see if this would go here. Let's see if this pocket would fit in there if we do that little envelope. Oh, that'd be fun. Let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, you did your primary bedroom too. What were you doing to the trim? I want to know what you did to the trim. So I just put a little bit of glue here. You could use, you know, some tape runner if you wanted to, or whatever you want to use. That's the nice thing about making these kinds of things. You know, you can just use whatever you want to. Whatever you've got on hand. I'm going to pull it to the bottom, I guess. Closer to the bottom edge. And then leave it about the same amount on both sides. This glue I have, this reptile glue, you guys, it dries fast. And, you know, and it's on there. And so it gives you just a minute to do a little bit of wiggling. But then if you decided, you know, that no, you had it wrong, I mean, it's pretty much on there pretty quick. And if you, I mean, you can get it off. That's why I don't use a lot. It doesn't take a lot. But if I started to peel this up, it would start to peel some of the layer off. And sometimes that's okay because you can cover it up, right? And it doesn't matter. You can fix it and get it into, you know, wherever you needed it to. But I really like that glue. So there we've got that. We can put this little pocket in here. I've got some little Velcro dots. I'm waiting for some others because I realized the ones I had were, what does it say on them? I think it says removable. I'm like, well, I didn't want removable. I wanted them to stay. Once I put them there, I wanted them to stay. And then I just bought on Amazon some kind of generic ones, and they're too thick. I'm like, well, I don't want that. That's too thick. That wasn't what I thought they were. So then when I got home from the retreat, I'm like, well, why didn't my other things show up? Well, it was because I didn't order them. I'm looking in the Amazon thing. Where is the stuff? Well, they weren't there. So here's a little pocket. Let's put a little, the trim is blank slate, a creamy white against dusty fog walls. Ooh, that sounds pretty, Sue. Let's see, does this matter which way we put this on? I doubt it. Not really. Not really. Sometimes you like to look though, right? Some of these plaids are, it's very interesting working with plaids because sometimes you get like on this corner, some of these, cutting them out, it was hard to cut them out. Where I was sitting, the light, I couldn't hardly see where the corner actually was. So, it's like, wait, is that really a spot? It's hard to tell. So I'm going to put this one there, so that'll be another little pocket. And you guys, these are so fun. A lot of people will go, well, what in the world would you do with them? Well, you know what? You could use it as a card. I mean, and it's more like a keepsake card. It's not like the cards that you pay $8 for and somebody throws them in the trash anyway, right? This is more like a keepsake, and you can put other little things in it. Or if you just want to keep it for yourself, you could keep little lists in it, little notes. If you want to carry it on some kind of a trip, you could stick your little receipts in it or whatever. I mean, you know, it's just up to you what you want to do with it. And this one I'm going to put on the back, and so I'm going to put another little thumb notch in it too. And then I'm just using this gray color to, what color is this? Hickory Smoke is what I've been using on this purpley set. It's just a little bit more toned down than I usually use that Vintage Photo. I laugh, so many of us use that Vintage Photo. I say it should come in everybody's beginning crafter's kit, right? Are you starting paper crafting? Okay, great. You'll need Vintage Photo. And there's some others too. Some people prefer, you know, a different one, but they're all pretty similar. I know a lot of people like to use tea dye. That's another one. I can't think of what the others are right now. But everybody has their favorites, right? What's your favorite? If you're a person who likes to ink the edges, what's your favorite one that you find you use mostly? I would love to know. So now I'm just going to glue these down. You guys, there are so many little bits and pieces. Now, one thing I'm going to do on here, what did I do with the scoreboard? Even though this does not have glue tabs, I'm going to go in about 3/8 of an inch. Oh goodness. You start getting those other measurements and it's like, what in the world? Now I'm going to do 3/8 of an inch on both sides. Now I'm not going to bend it. I'm just doing it because it actually will help. It'll give a little give to the pocket even though it's glued down. Now one of my crafty friends taught me that. And I said, I never heard of that. I go, and that's a thing? And she goes, it works. I'm like, okay, I'll try it. We'll try it, right? But she said, yes, when you have a flat pocket and you give it a little bit of a score, it helps. So I'm like, I'm willing to try. How about you guys? Hi, Carol. Hey, Susan and Glinda, Kathy, Jane. My goodness, you guys are all popping on here. Welcome. Glad to see you all. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll just glue this. So we just need the glue on the 3 edges, and you know, we can see that little line, but now I don't want to glue clear to where I made that score mark, because it's not like a glue tab. I can't hardly talk. So we're just going to put that on here. Doesn't go all the way to the edges, and that's okay. And then we'll put the other one on the back here. Sometimes it helps when you get the things. Oh, you guys, I got that. I should have bumped those up a tiny bit because now they're in the way of the little crease. So we'll put this pocket back here. Yeah, when you have these folios and all of them are doing all this flip-flop folio flapping around, you really have to be careful and not pull things all the way up to some of the folds, because then it makes it hard for them to fold. So you want to give it just a tiny bit of room. And it's usually, and then when you're inking, you know, once you've inked it, most people aren't even going to notice that, you know, that you have given that little bit. Yeah, I needed to put that up a little bit. And that's okay. I mean, it's still going to fold. And these guys go like this. So everybody's doing something. And then it's got some of the things that are in here. This is just part of all the stuff, you guys. I'm going to just use this. I'm not even going to use a, not even going to measure or use a score tool thing. I'm just going to do it really nice. So this can go in here. Little card. And if if you were actually making this for somebody, this would be great to put in. And you could even put like another piece of white paper in here and use it for, for writing. That would be a great thing to use it for to be actually kind of your card, so to speak. Okay. Come on, people, open up there. There we go. And there's little tiny cards. So there's little bitty cards. You could put little notes in. Just all kinds of fun stuff. Now, when these are crisscrossed like this, I mean, this becomes a second place that you can use if you so desire, right? That's the fun. You can do whatever you want to with these. And like I said, there's way more stuff to cut out and tags, and we'll come back another day and work on some of those because, yeah, there's too many to be done today. And they've got some fun little butterflies you could fussy cut out. All kinds of fun stuff. Hey Cheryl, how are you? Jane? Thanks for popping in, guys. And so it's kind of fun. But I tell you, they get kind of smashed if you're using them like that. This would be fun to put here on this flap. I think that'd be fun. I'm going to do that. And just when you fold your little butterflies, kind of fold them in half and put your glue right down the center. And then put them where you want so you can stick them. And then if you'll just hold it for a second, especially on some of these little things. It doesn't take much glue and much pressure, right? So that works good. I think I'll put a little bit of ink on this, and we can put this down at the bottom here. There's all kinds of fun little things. Here's some more little tabs. This has a little tab here for this little picture right here to come out. And you could write a little thing on the back of that. Lots of fun little spots everywhere, right? Okay, my goodness. I'll just ink this a little bit. Now, I think on Friday I'm going to show you we'll make a folio on Friday from one of the printables in my free set that's free with the I can't ink and talk. I couldn't bring everything today. I didn't have the bandwidth. It's like I'm tired. But we'll I don't even remember what I was saying, you guys. Oh my goodness. Look, isn't that pretty? So pretty, so pretty. So there's all kinds of tabs and little goodies and other things, and I'll come back and do those with you another day. But on Friday, on Friday, I'm gonna show you how to use one of the printables and make a little folio, another little flip-flap folio, and you can be able to print that at home because we're going to do it with that size of a piece of paper, an 8.5 by 11 that comes out of your printer. That's what we're going to use for the size, and so that'll be fun. Now I'm not really pleased with the way that looks there, since this folds over there. Not real happy about that, but we could tuck it in here if we wanted to. There's lots of places to tuck it in, right? So we could put it right there. That's kind of cute. Whatever we want to do. Anyway, that's all I've got for you today, friends. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll let you know when I'm going to work on it again. We'll do one more time, and we'll call that our final, and we'll call that finishing touches for next time. How about that? We'll do that. Finishing touches for the next time. This goes up, so then this is how it folds. You fold the bottom up in here, this one over here because it's a little bit bigger, and then the left, and then that's how that one folds up, and then you got it. That's it. That's all you have to, that's all there is to it, you guys. I hope you like that. And like I said, this is one of them from my kits that are on my Shopify site. It's called Summer in Tuscany. So you guys, I will let you go now. I'll sign off here. You guys have a wonderful day. Let me know if you have any questions about any of the kits or the Paper Voyage, which is the subscription. And, you know, there's other things that are free. You can get the printables that are free in the newsletter each week. So sign up for that. If you need information about that, just check the link tree, or, you know, there should be information. It's easy to find, you guys. I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful day, you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.